The first thing I want to ask you about is you said the most interesting thing that your partnerships with the universities had created some, what was the way you said, strange ways to combine efforts. I wanted you to elaborate on that.
So one of the things we do in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools is partner very deliberately with our colleges and universities on developing our leaders for tomorrow. And one of the things that's been very strong about that is identifying the competencies that our leaders for our schools will need, and then being very strategic about developing with the professors and the leaders in the universities their programs that will bring out those skills and cement those competencies for the individuals, so when they become principals, they do a really good job.
And how do you go about establishing those competencies? How do you find those?
So we have several areas that are covered in the North Carolina Evaluation Instrument for principals. Areas such as strategic thinking, instructional leadership, being strong in cultural competency, which is really important for Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools because we are so diverse. Also human resource management, and then also the political skills that one takes in order to work with many different sets of stakeholders.
And how do you find the candidates?
So we have many different ways. Some we grow our own, some we import from other areas through a national search, and some are in regional areas that we know of a young person who has been young in their profession and they are doing really well, and we hear about them from another district and invite them to consider CMS as their next home.
As the budget crunch gets worse and worse for every school system, how much emphasis should systems continue to put on leadership that could be, I'm assuming it's an expensive process?
Leadership development is essential to making sure that we are building the bench for the next round of leaders to come into our schools and take students forward, because we know through the baby boomers that we have a large number of people who will be retiring in upcoming years, and if we don't have strong leaders behind them that would have had the benefit of the wisdom and the training from those professionals who have been veterans in the leadership roles for years, then we're not doing the best service we can to our next group of youngsters.
Why is leadership training becoming such a big issue now? Is that the reason why?
I think one of the reasons that leadership training is more essential now than it's ever been is because of the changing landscape of learning and teaching. Our young learners, they live in a mobile technology world. We have to have leaders of our schools that embrace learning with technology so that our students are learning in the manner in which they are choosing to learn, and that we have folks who are willing to transform the learning and teaching environment. It is not the same old educational system that we had of the last 200 years where we've done everything in the same way. We have to transform ourselves while we're flying this plane at the same time, and we have to have young, nimble, energetic individuals who are interested in doing that for the long haul. We don't want to have young leaders who come in for 2 years and then exit. We want people who come and they're going to embrace and enjoy and love being leaders in a school setting, and they're going to be there for the children in the 3rd year, the 4th year, the 5th year of a principalship.